Hello and welcome to the USA Breaking News on 7th May 2026. USA Secretary of State Marco Rubio heads to Vatican for closed-door talk with Pope Leo amid rising tension over Iran's war. USA Secretary of State Marco Rubio is set to visit the Vatican this Thursday, May 7, 2026, where he is expected to hold a private meeting with Pope Leo. The highly anticipated talk come just days after tension escalated between USA President Donald Trump and Pope Leo following the Pope's criticism of America's military strikes on Iran. Reporters indicate Rubio and the Pope could meet privately for at least 30 minutes after Rubio first holds a discussion with the Vatican diplomat Cardinal Pietro Parolin. The disagreement between Trump and the Pope has intensified in recent days, with Trump accusing the Pope of endangering Catholics by opposing the USA's stance on Iran. I think the Pope is putting my Catholics and many people at risk, Trump said, suggesting that the Pope was comfortable with Iran's possessing nuclear weapons. However, Reuters report that Pope Leo never supported Iran having nuclear weapons, but instead expressed opposition to war and called for peace. The Pope responded by emphasizing that his mission is to preach peace and that people have the right to criticize his views. USA Air Force to begin using Qatar-gifted Boeing 747 as a presidential aircraft. The United States Air Force is set to begin operating a Boeing 747 gifted by Qatar as a presidential aircraft for President Donald Trump. The source says the aircraft will officially enter services on July 4, 2026 during America's 215th Independence Anniversary celebration. The White House accepted the luxury jet in 2025 and ordered it upgraded to full presidential standard before deployment. The aircraft is being modified by R3 Harris Technologies, with a report indicating the work is being fast-tracked and could be completed ahead of schedules. The move has sparked criticism from Democrats who argue that the $400 million gift from Qatar could influence future USA policy decisions involving the Gulf nations. Trump rejected the criticism, saying refusing such expensive aircraft would be a foolish. USA officials say the remaining work includes the painting and the final adjustment before the aircraft officials begin operation. China criticizes Eswatini over Taiwan president's visits. China has strongly criticized the Kingdom of Eswatini following an official visit by Taiwan President Lai Ching-te to the Southern African nation. The President Lai arrived in Eswatini on May 3, 2026 during a visit linked to the celebration marking 14 years of King Mswati on the throne. Beijing, which considered Taiwan part of its territory, accused the Taipei of using economic cooperation and investment promises to secure diplomatic support from countries around the world. Last month, Taiwan claimed China pressured the three Indian Ocean nations into denying presidential aircraft permission to use their airspace on his way to Eswatini. Chinese Foreign Minister spokesperson Lin Jian and said Rai trip to Eswatini was carried out secretly and insisted such action are opposed by the international community. China maintains that Taiwan has no right to conduct official diplomatic relations with other countries because Beijing sees the island as a province under its control. Beijing continues to pressure nations seeking ties with Taiwan to instead recognize China under one China policy. However, Eswatini remain one of the few countries that will officially support Taiwanese independence and diplomatic status. Israel and Belgium clash over investigation into Jewish circumcision practitioners. Attention have escalated between Israel and Belgium after Israel Foreign Minister Gjedel accused Beridian authorities of targeting Jewish religious practitioners. The dispute center on investigation involving three Jewish circumcisions practitioners known as Mohels, whose homes were searched by Beridian police in Antwerp in May 2025. Authorities reportedly continued investigation the case until 2026. Asal claimed Beridian is showing sign of glowing anti-Semitism and condemned the decision to refer the case to Peruvian prosecutors, calling it shameful that individuals are being targeted for carrying our traditional religious practices. He stressed that Jewish circumcision ritual, known as Brit Milah, is a fundamental religious tradition, and noted that several European countries have legal frameworks allowing such practices. Belgian Foreign Minister Maxime Prévost defended the investigation, arguing that the practitioners are being examined under Belgium's medical law, and emphasizing that the country's justice system operates independently. Prévost insisted that the investigation does not mean Belgium is restricting Jewish religious freedom. I think that the country's constitution fully protects religious rights. Meanwhile, USA Ambassador to Belgium, Bill White, sharply criticized the Belgium decision, warning that the country risks being viewed internationally as discriminatory against ethics and religious groups. Prévost fired back, accusing the ambassador of violating diplomatic norms by publicly attacking Belgium judicial system and reminding him that they cannot dictate Belgium national policy. In sport, PSG reached a UEFA Champions League final after eliminating Bayern Munich. Paris Saint-Germain have qualified for the final of the UEFA Champions League after eliminating Bayern Munich with a 6-5 aggregate victory. The second leg semi-final clash was played at Allianz Arena on Wednesday night, May 6, 2026, and ended 1-1. Despite spraying away from home, PSG strikes early when Ousmane Dembele scored in the 3rd minute. A brilliant assist from Kivita. Bayern Munich responded with a heavy pressure, creating several chances through Michael Olise, but failed to convert before halftime. In the second half, Bayern coach Vinca introduced Kim Min-jo for Jonathan Tah in search of the comebacks. Harry Kane finally equalized deep into stoppage time, but it was not enough as PSG advanced to the final with 6-5 aggregates win. The match was attended by Rwanda's Minister of Sport Nery Mukazaile alongside Rwanda's ambassador to German Igor Cesar. Area they visited Bayern Munich Academy, where two Rwandan players, Daishimiye Balthazar and David Okoche, currently train. This marks PSG third UEFA Champions League final appearance after 2019 and 2020 and 2024 and 2025. The latter season is which they defeated Inter Milan to win the title. The 2026 UEFA Champions League final will take place at Budapest on May 30, where PSG will face Arsenal, who advanced after eliminating Atletico Madrid. Thank you for watching.